Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Good day, everyone, from the Office of Soul. I am Fredly Bukog, your training specialist from the office. So before we begin this session, let me remind you to please mute your microphone, rename your Zoom name to your complete name and department so that we can identify you. You may turn on your video camera during the session, and later there will be an open forum. If you have questions with regards to the session, please type it in the chat box or use the raise hand in Zoom reactions button and unmute yourself. Reminder, this session is video recorded and recordings will be made available at the Silliman Online University Learning website and also to our YouTube channel. Just search Silliman Online University Learning, then kindly subscribe to it so that you can watch other previous e-trainings that we have conducted. Today, we will have an interesting topic to talk about on micro-learning using our mySOUL feature, the lesson. Our trainer for this session is Mrs. Oriel Liza Maipa, a faculty member at the Office of Soul. Let's give her our virtual applause. Ma'am Maipa, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sir Fredley. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So today's webinar is about creating lesson with the use of creating, yes, a lesson from my soul. So I expect you to have your other device ready aside from your phone, if only you're using your phone. You can have your laptop or desktop ready. So let me share my screen. Okay. So before we begin, I would like to request all of you to please log in to your Soul account so that we can do this together so that you'll be able to remain and retain the information that you will be learning today. So again, kindly go to your Soul classroom or virtual classroom. You can use any template that you already have there. So before we begin as well, may I know who among you have already used mySOUL? Oh, sorry, who have used lesson in mySOUL? Can you answer the poll, please, with either a yes or a no? Okay, we already have one answer. How about the rest, please? Okay, we have two more. I hope the rest will follow. I mean, the rest of those who registered. Because sayang lesson, I according to my students, they find it like very interesting, and they said that they learn much more with the lesson. Okay. So most of you hasn't used lesson yet, so that's good. Let me just stop there. So lesson, by the way, here it is a teacher can use the lesson to create a linear set of content pages or instructional activities that offer a variety of paths or options for the learner. It's like a website. You can just click anywhere where you want to begin, or let's say a PowerPoint presentation, an interactive PowerPoint presentation that you've created where there's a menu and then you can just click on which part you want to start first. So lesson is somewhat kind of like that. So depending on the student's choice of answer and how the teacher develops the lesson, students may progress to the next page, be taken back to a previous page, or redirected down a different path entirely. So I will give you an example of how a lesson or what a lesson looks like. So this is now in student view. So I have created two lessons here. So first is we have this one, graphic design example. Great. Okay, I'll start first with the second lesson. So this is all about online communication. So I have my introduction here, and I also have here a choice for the students. Either they want to watch a video about email or read a text. So if they want to watch a video because they prefer watching a video, so they can just click on this and you have the video there. Or if they want to read as well, so they can just click on this and I have here a downloadable file for online communication. So they can either just do video or read a text. So after doing that, you can go to test me. Okay, so they can just click. So this way, the lesson that the student has read or learned will stick in their mind, right? So I'll just continue answering first because I cannot skip this part. So I really need to go through each step. So in this part, you can also put here what do you call this one? A preview of what they have answered or a feedback on their answers. Okay, we'll do that later on. So this one is the next and end of lesson. Okay, so they also have a score. You can also record their score whenever they use a lesson. And if you put some quizzes or tests in a lesson that can serve as a formative test, it can be graded as well. So this one here, graphic design, is quite similar with what we have here in email online communication. So now I want us to create our own lesson. And if you don't have any topics yet, I have created a topic or I have created a file here in Google Drive where we can use these files instead. Okay, so I'll share to you the link, or Sir Steve will share to you the link for the Google Drive. So kindly click on that one. This is if ever you don't have any lessons prepared yet. Okay. Just take note though that whenever you create a lesson, um, there you should already have a plan structure, a lesson plan structure, because it's quite creating a lesson is quite tricky. So if you already are in the link, please download each of these files. So we have uh, this one here, the graphic design is a PDF file, and the graphic design here, an introduction to graphic design, this is just a cover photo for our lesson. And in the files for lesson, this is where you can see the introduction and some of the test questions that we are going to create. Okay, so I want you to download that, especially the PDF file and the cover photo. You have to download that one. And for the file for lesson, you can just open it in your Google Drive or Google Docs, and we'll just copy and paste this later on. Okay. So moving on. Now, I hope you're already in mySOUL, and you've already decided which virtual classroom you want to put the lesson. Okay. Can I get a virtual thumbs up, please, if I can now proceed? We'll be creating our lesson. A virtual thumbs up or a chat in the chat box saying okay. How about the rest? Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Marshall, thank you. How about Sir Mom Grace and Sir Ben? Are you ready? Mom Grace, Sir Ben. Sir Ben.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, okay. So what you need to do first is go to create learning activity and locate lesson. Okay. There you go. So we need to put a title of the lesson. So this lesson is about, let me just go back here. Akong kudigo. So this lesson is about graphic design. So that is what I'm going to input in the name. Graphic design. Okay. And in the cover page, so that it will look something like this one. So the one that you have downloaded, we are going to use this an introduction to graphic design. So I assume you already know how to do this, okay? Because we've been doing this for a year now. So since this is already downloaded in my device, I can easily locate it in my downloads folder. And make sure to click on display description on course page. Okay. So you can also edit the setting. If you want to have appearance of a progress bar would look like, let me see. Progress bar would usually be found here at the bottom. It has like how many % have you finished, okay? In my case, I cannot show you here because this is a teacher view, not a student view. So if you want to have the progress bar, you can just say yes. And the same with the menu, display menu. So the menu would look like this one. The thing with the menu is it cannot be linear though, because the students can just click on whichever part of the lesson they want to do first. So if you don't want that, if you want them to start with introduction down to download PDF, watch video, so the setting here should be no. Okay. So the same with availability, flow. Flow is either you allow students to review. If you don't want them to review, then no. So provide options to try a question again. So in our lesson, we have tests question. So if you want to provide option to try the question again, then click on yes. And how many number of attempts for that question? So you can either set that to 1 or that depends on you. Then what is the grade after completing the lesson? So on and so forth. So let's not do anything with this yet. You can just always go back to doing that. So let's go to save and return to course. Okay, now we have our thumbnail. Thumbnail. Okay, now let's add in our topics. Okay, do let me know if I'm going too fast. Then to add in the topics, just click on the name graphic design. And this is how it looks like. Always work on expand. Yeah. So expand and collapse looks the same as of right now because we did not put anything yet, but it is much easier to work on expand. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is to add a content page. So this is where we will put the introduction to this lesson about graphic design. So add a content page. There you go. So what is the title of this content? So usually it's introduction, right? So you can say introduction to graphic design. So like this one. So this is my introduction to graphic design. And then I will just copy and paste. I think I already have that here. Oh, voila. I'll put that here, okay? Wait. Copy. So you can just copy and paste this. Put it over here. Okay. After that, we can ask is, not ask, but we can put this, I'll put that here. There. So below is an introductory file to graphic design. How would you like to proceed? So let's put that here. Usually I will put a line like that. Okay. So this page again is the introduction page to graphic design. So you have here your introduction about graphic design and how you want the student to proceed, either by downloading the file or looking at a video presentation. So first is, let's say, graphic design download, PDF file. So you can put a description here that says download PDF, or we can say read intro. to graphic design. And you would want it, the buttons to be arranged horizontally, just like this one. Okay. So mine here was download, the kanina lang, I'll just follow this. Download PDF file. I'll change this to download PDF file. Leave the jump to this page as of right now, because we have not created this, this content yet. Okay, the next one is watch video. Watch video. And then let's just leave it to this page. Okay. So once you're done, so you want them now to download a PDF file or to watch a video. Just leave this, jump to this page. Once you're done, just save the page. Collapse the there. Nabaliktad na ho ganina, no? Dapat collapse. It's easier to work on collapse than expanded. Expanded, taas-taas siya. It would somewhat look like this. So it's easier to work on collapse. There. Okay. So now we want to create both of these links, download PDF and watch video. So we have to add another content page. Okay, add another content page. Now this page will be the download PDF, right? Download PDF file. So download PDF file. And you can either put, in my example, when I click this one, I have something like this. So you can either put a photo or you can just have this text here linked to whatever download file you have to do. So since I did not put that, I did not put this one, download PDF, I'll just type in the, click here to download. Click here to download. And then I'll just highlight this and link it to Intro to Graphic Design. Make sure you know where you save the file. Okay, there, so it's now linked to that file. Okay, I hope you were able to follow. So this one is the download to PDF file. The next one would be the watch a video. Okay, should be this one, watch video. So in this description, you should have watch a video. And I also would like to add another page that says testing. So this can be after they're done watching, downloading the file. They can either watch a video or you can test them. Okay. So again, here up here is download PDF file, which is this one. And then the other one is watch video and test me. So once you're done with that, let's save page. So we already have download PDF file. The next one is the watch a video. That's why you need to add another content page. So this one now is watch a video. So with the watch a video, if you go to the lesson folder, this is the video URL graphic, the link for YouTube. You can just copy that and then post it here. Then you can add a text or you can leave it that way. So this is the video file, and then you can either have them so let's say, for example, they click watch video. If you still want them to download a PDF file, you can also put that there as well. So download PDF file, I'll put it here again. And then test me. Either next page or this page will do as of right now. Okay, so if you go back here to my example there, this is the watch video. If we go back and you have a test me, if you go back to download PDF file, so you also have another choice to either watch a video or test me. So that is how it looks like. Now I'll go to save page. There we go. Now we can edit this because our jump page is still this page, especially with this one. Since we already have download PDF file and watch video, we can now link both of this. I mean, we can now link the introduction to graphic design. So go to update, click on this gear icon, and now scroll down. And on your download to PDF file, when you click on jump, you already have download to PDF file. That's where you can now change the jump. The same with the second content, look for watch video. So it's now paired, okay? Download PDF file, jump to download PDF file. So when they click on download PDF file, like this one, when they click on download PDF file, it will automatically go to the file. And if they click watch a video, it will automatically go to watch a video. So again, that's pair, download PDF file, jump to download PDF file. And watch a video, watch a video, then save. Okay, as you can see, the jumps here is already changed to where you want it to jump. So do the same with the download PDF file. Click on the gear icon and then just pair them. There, watch a video, then go to watch a video. And content to test me. Oh, we did not create a test me yet, so let's leave it that way. Save. Okay, now let's create a test question. So these are the test questions that we'll put in lesson. So just click on this action and then go to add a question page. Okay, you can either choose multiple choice, essay, matching, numerical, short answer, true or false. So the one that I created here is multiple choice. So let's click on multiple choice, then add a question. So what I usually do is I just put Q1, question 1. That's my page title. So it will kind of look like this one. There. So first question, second question, third question, so on and so forth. So question 1, just copy and paste. You don't need to copy the Q1 there. So copy and then paste. And then you can either have multiple answer, but for this case, there's only one answer to this question. So let's put on these answers. So you have graphic design, digital design, infographics. So first, usually put the correct answer in answer 1. So graphic design, then your response can be a correct, like that. So once this is correct, you can either let them jump to the next page or whichever link you want them to jump. So in my case, I will just let them jump to the next page. Since I didn't create a page yet for them to jump, I'll just put in next page and make sure the score is 1 or whatever score you prefer. So for answer 2, I have here digital design. And then a response, you can say incorrect, and then put the description on what digital design is. You can also leave this response blank. So since this is wrong, I want them to remain on this page, on the same page question, so that they can redo the question. So just leave it to this page. And the score to 0. And then answer 3 is infographics. Mhm. Oh gosh. And then I'll just copy the response for infographic. There you go. And then I will still leave them to jump in this page because this answer is wrong. I want them to get the correct answer. So leave that to 0 and then save. That's your first question. Question 1. Now I've created 2 questions. So let's just copy and paste the second question. So again, just add a question page. And you can just name this as Q2. And copy and paste the question. So this is about vector. So first, put in the correct answer so that you won't confuse yourself. Answer 1 is always the correct answer. Either way, these questions is always shuffled. So the response, I'll put there correct. and then what vector is, and then just put that to next page, and then score is 1. For answer 2, you have raster, and I'll just copy the response or the feedback if they answer raster. That's incorrect. And then let them stay on this page until they get the correct answer. And save page. There we go. Now the last one is this one. This is the next topic for this lesson, elements of graphic design. So you can just add in a content page and then add in the title, elements of graphic design. And then just copy and paste this, all of this. Let's see if it will copy paste there. I'll put it to the center. So with the rest of the description for elements of graphic design. There. So still the same, you'll ask the students how they want to learn about graphic design or elements of graphic design. So the same thing still, either they download or watch a video. So if that is the case, then let me see what I did here. Read about it and watch videos. Okay, so since this is not a downloadable file like my PDF, that's why I place read about it. So let's put here read about it. Then again, jump is this page. So since we did not create the read about it page, when I say create, the read about it should be on top there, over here. So since we did not do that yet, just leave it to this page. Then if they don't want to read about it, they just want to watch videos, then let's create watch videos. Okay, then save. Okay, now let's add another page. Okay, content page for read about it. So this is now where you can put read about it. So I've also included here a picture, and this is a file in a website where they can read about graphic design. So let's just copy the image, put it there, put it to the center, and then let's just copy this. You can also make it as a link. So I can just say graphic design and highlight, click on this link, and then just paste the URL, open a new window, create link. So that will turn to red. Now this is clickable. So that is where they can read about graphic design. And under read about it, they can have watch videos. They can watch videos about graphic design, and then once they're done watching a video, you can again test them. Test. Okay. So again, let's leave the jump to the default. Let's just change that later. The next thing we're going to create is watch videos. So you can just save page. So we're done with read about it. Now we can go to watch video. So add a content page. Now you can have here watch videos. So also added a file here for a video they can watch. There's supposed to be like a couple of these videos, but in our um, sample, I'll just put one. So just copy that and paste it here. Okay. So once you're done, you can also put back again here what is that? Read about it. We can have this partner. So read about it and then test me. So read about it, test me, save. There we go. So for test me, you can go directly to question. I think I only have one question and then we will end the lesson. So just copy and paste again here for one question. That's multiple choice. This is multiple choice, multiple answers. So add a question page and then I can add here another Q1, or no, I will have here Q3. This is my third question. Since I've already created two questions in the previous topic, so this will be my third question. So Q3, but you can have it your way also, okay? So just copy, select all the apply. Then multiple answers, because we have multiple answers to this question. So like this one, line, I'll just copy paste, and the response. So line is correct. And I think it is necessary to put the word correct so that the student will know that the one that he or she choose is correct. So that's one. Answer two would be shape. Then response, correct. Then let's change this to the next page. And the score to 1. And answer 3, texture, then response, correct. And let's move this to next page. And score is another 1 point. Answer 4. Let's just copy this last one, contrast. So contrast is wrong. So you don't have to change anything because the score is still 0, and then this one is still this page because we want them to get all the correct answers. Okay, then save pages. Save page. Okay. Now we can now change the jump. So the jump for each of this page. Now we've already created the jump for introduction. Now let's create the jump for download PDF file. So again, click on the gear icon. Scroll down. Then just remember partner, partner. As long as you named it the same, like this one, the description is test me, then you have to look for, I did not, the test me, I did not name Q1 to test me. Instead, I named it as Q1. So test me here is Q1. So it means that it will jump to the first question. Okay. So it goes to question 1. Let's go to save. There. So with the PDF file, they can either watch a video or go directly to take the quiz. So with a watch video, they can either download PDF file or go to quiz 1. So let's edit that. Just scroll down. So download PDF file, download PDF file. Test me, remember, quiz 1 or question 1. There you go, then save. So here. So they're being partnered. PDF file, watch a video, or go to quiz. If they prefer to watch a video, you can still have a download PDF file as a choice and then go to quiz 1 or the first number for the quiz. Okay, so if they're already in quiz 1, the choices that they can make here is okay. So this is just one answer. So if they get the answer correctly, they can jump to, we don't have a question 3, they can jump to elements of graphic and design. Meaning if they get this question correctly, the question 2 correctly, they can go directly to elements of graphic design. But if they get it incorrectly, they have to remain in this page until such time they get the correct answer. So save page. Okay. So next for the question 2. Oh, sorry, this one is wrong. I am still in question 1. Sorry, that should be question 2. They have to jump to question 2. There. Sorry about that. So again, once their answer in question 1 is correct, they can now jump to question 2. So save. There. Now for question 2, if they get it correctly, they can now jump to elements of graphic and design. But if it's wrong, they have to stay on that same page. So let's edit it. So if they get it correctly, go to elements of graphic design. And then if it's wrong, then they have to remain in this page, in the same page. Okay. Then save. Okay. There, they can go to elements of graphic and design, or they can remain on that same page. Next, now when they're already in elements of graphic design, they can either go to read about it or watch video. So that is what you're going to change here in the settings. So scroll down, read about it, jump to read about it. Watch videos, jump to watch videos. And save page. So see, under elements of graphic design, you have either go to read about it or watch videos. So under read about it, they can either go to watch videos or go to the question. So that's what you're going to edit. Scroll down, partner it, watch videos. And for test me, go to Q3. There you go. Save. And for watch videos, they can also again either read about it or go to Q3. That's why it's very important to structure your lesson so that you'll know where to jump. So what is this? Read about it. They can either watch video or no, sorry, read about it and test me, which is Q3, question 3. And save. So as you can see here, if they decide to watch a video, but then they decided to read, they can either do that and then or go to question 3. Now in question 3, since this is our last link, for question 3, for each of these correct answer, we can either let them end lesson if they get it correctly, end lesson, end lesson, and then this page, because the last one here, contrast, this one is incorrect. This is the only one that is incorrect. Now they can just stay on this page until they get the correct answer. So again, since there's 4 correct answers in this question, each of the correct answer, if they're able to get all of those correct answers, then they can now, that's the end of the lesson. That's why you click on end of lesson. So this one, this page, next page, previous page, end of lesson, unseen question, until random questions within a content. These are all pre-created. These are all here. You did not create this. What you have created is from introduction to Q3. Okay. So let's save page. And you can also add here, that's end of branch or end of cluster, either way. But since we already have end of lesson, that is already good to go. Now you can preview it and how it looks like on the side of the students. You can just click on preview to see if nabamoy na sa'yo. You can always go back to editing it. So let's see if it works properly. So I just clicked on the preview tab. So download PDF file. There. So this is the clickable link. So when they click this, they can download the PDF. Or if they decide to watch a video, so you have watch a video. There. I hope it works on your end. Then your test me. There. So as you can see, it's shuffled, right? The first one that we placed was graphic design. So once that is already published, then it is automatically shuffled. So the answer was graphic There, so you have the response correct. So graphic design is correct. Continue. So let's see if it's wrong. It should also put the wrong answer or whatever the response is for that answer. Okay. So watch videos. There. Test me. So if you're gonna click all of this, and I know for sure all of that is wrong, so it will not let you go to end of the lesson. Okay, so you can see here already which one are the correct answer and the wrong answer. So if you click on continue, it will redirect you to answering the question again until such time you get a correct answer. So these are all correct. Continue. And that's the end of their lesson. So how is it? That's how you can actually create a lesson. You can try it on your end. I know it's quite what do you call frustrating. I was frustrated the first time I did this because makalibog siya. But then constant practice, of course, you'll be able to get it in no time. Don't worry though, there is also, if you click on, let me go back here. If you click on the I button here and more help, I hope you can see my page. If you click on more help there, uh, just try it lang. You can see how lesson, there are other steps there. It does not show on your screen because this is another window. You can see there are other ways on how to use lesson. Dili kay ingon atara like what I've showed you a while ago. There's a lot of settings you can do with lesson. So basically, lesson helps you create a personalized learning experience for your learners. That's what is interesting with lesson. Okay, do you have any questions, concerns, whatsoever? No. Gets ra, Mami Nerva. Para na mo tubag. Sir Dave gets ra. Oh, Sir Ben. Paspas ra, ma'am, no? Paspas ka. Well, I've been talking for almost an hour. Bitaw, again, my students appreciated lesson. Uh, ning retain daw ang information sa ilahang topics because especially if you put um, quizzes or tests in each of those topics. So do micro learning. Um, and yeah, because they can choose whether uh, to watch or read a text. So again, it's a really very personalized learning for them. So I really hope you would utilize um, lesson, and I hope you would also encourage some of the teachers to use lesson because according also to the research we have made, uh, student engagement, uh, students really find lesson very helpful. So that is it. And again, if you want to see a video recording of this training, you can just put it, you can just visit our website. Can you put in the link? our website and YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to, yes, sir, tests are automatically recorded. As you can see, there's a setting. Sir, so if you go to settings, you can see here grade. And makategorize po siya asa nimo ibutang midterm, first grading, second grading, something like that. What else? So yes, and the link is already there for the recording. Later on, we'll be posting the recording of this session, and then the training evaluation for this afternoon's training. So, any questions again, concern before we end? None? Oops. Okay. So we also have other trainings. So I hope you already have the link or the form for that one. So that is it for this afternoon. If you don't have any questions, I hope you have learned something new and will be able to use this for your lessons. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Have a great day, everyone. God bless.